Imagine an 85-year-old woman in the hills of Okinawa, Japan. She climbs steep stone steps every morning to tend her garden, her movements as fluid as a mountain stream. In my years of medical practice, I often see my American patients struggle with the exact opposite, that frustrating pins and needles sensation in their hands or a heavy, shaky feeling in their legs when trying to reach the second floor. It is heartbreaking to feel like your own body is becoming a cage. However, science tells us this isn't just old age. Research shows that the Okinawan secret lies in specific nutrients like L-serine and omega-3 fatty acids that repair the protective coating of your nerves and strengthen your muscles. Today I want to share 8 traditional delicious snacks that can help you regain that strength and say goodbye to numbness. Before we begin, I'd love to know, where are you watching this from and what time is it for you right now? Please let me know in the comments below. I truly look forward to reading them. And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss what's coming next. In my years of clinical practice, I have sat across from countless patients over the age of 60 who describe the same frustrating sensations. They talk about pins and needles feeling in their hands that makes buttoning a shirt feel like a Herculean task, or a sudden heavy weakness in their legs that makes them hesitate at the bottom of a staircase. To understand why this happens, I want you to visualize your nervous system as the complex electrical wiring of a grand home. Each nerve fiber is wrapped in a vital protective insulation known as the myelin sheath. As we age, if we do not provide the body with the right biological building blocks, this insulation can begin to wear thin. When the myelin sheath is compromised, the electrical signals traveling from your brain to your limbs begin to leak or slow down, manifesting as that persistent numbness, stinging, or tingling you might be feeling right now. It is not simply a matter of getting old. It is your body's way of signaling that its internal infrastructure is undernourished. This neurological decline often goes hand in hand with another silent process we call sarcopenia, or age-related muscle loss. Many of my patients notice their grip becoming weaker or their balance feeling unsteady, but they don't realize that their muscles are literally shrinking. This loss of mass is frequently driven by a breakdown in the communication between your brain, your gut, and your muscles, a delicate axis that requires high-quality protein and specific nutrients to maintain balance and flexibility. Sometimes the culprit behind those shaky legs is a quiet deficiency in vitamin B12, a nutrient that becomes harder for the body to absorb as we get older, leading directly to nerve signaling errors and physical fatigue. The people of Okinawa have a profound understanding of these cries for help through a concept they call shokuiku, which essentially means food education, or nourishing the life force. They do not view a cramp or a numb toe as an isolated annoyance to be suppressed with a pill. Instead, they see it as a message from the body asking for restoration. They recognize that the gut is our second brain, and that the health of our muscles is inextricably linked to the nutrients we absorb. In Japanese culture, there is a deep respect for the body's wisdom. By listening to these early signals, the tingling, the heaviness, the fatigue, and responding with the specific collagen and nerve-supporting snacks we are about to discuss, you aren't just treating a symptom. You are rebuilding the very foundation of your mobility and reclaiming your independence. Now that we understand the biological cries for help from your nerves and muscles, let us look at a place where these signals are answered with centuries of wisdom and tradition. In Okinawa, there is a profound saying, Ishoku Dogen, which means medicine and food flow from the same source. For the elders on this island, eating is not just about satisfying hunger, it is a deliberate act of healing and maintenance. This philosophy is why you see centenarians not just sitting in chairs, but actively participating in life, tending to their gardens with a grace that defies their age. They have mastered the art of providing the body with exactly what it needs to repair the wiring we discussed earlier, ensuring that their later years are defined by movement rather than restriction. Scientific research into the blue zone of Okinawa reveals that their diet is naturally rich in compounds that we often overlook in a standard American diet. For instance, they consume specific types of seaweed and fermented soy products that provide high concentrations of L-serine. This isn't just a random amino acid. It acts as a vital natural barrier against neurotoxic lipids, which are often the hidden culprits behind that frustrating limb weakness and numbness. They also prioritize collagen-rich foods, such as slow-simmered pork feet, which undergo a process of long cooking to break down dense connective tissues into easily absorbed gelatin and hydrolyzed collagen. This direct supply of collagen, Type 1 and Type 2, is essential for lubricating the joints and regenerating the tendons that support us when we perform vertical movements like climbing stairs. I remember a patient of mine, Robert, a retired carpenter from Ohio. He reached a point where his hands were too numb to hold his tools, and his legs felt heavy as if he were walking through deep water. He felt a sense of helplessness, a feeling many of you might share as you look at a flight of stairs. When we began incorporating these Okinawan principles, focusing on nerve-repairing nutrients and collagen-stabilizing fruits, he didn't just see a physical change. He felt a renewed sense of control over his own story. This is the Okinawa secret. It is the realization that your body is a resilient living garden that simply needs the right building blocks to flourish again. This Okinawan wisdom starts in the kitchen, specifically with a legendary dish that directly addresses the lubrication of your joints and the resilience of your tendons. This Okinawan wisdom starts in the kitchen specifically with a legendary dish called Tebichi, or slow-simmered pork feet. I know that for many of my American patients this might sound unusual, but there is a profound scientific reason behind this tradition. You see, the process of simmering the pork feet for many hours is not just about flavor. It is a vital chemical transformation that breaks down dense, tough connective tissues into a soft, easily absorbed form of gelatin and hydrolyzed collagen. As a doctor, I often explain to my patients that this dish provides a direct supply of collagen type 1 and type 2. These specific types of collagen are the very building blocks of your nerve network structure and the vital fluid that lubricates your joints. If you have been feeling that frustrating weakness in your legs when trying to perform vertical movements, like simply climbing the stairs to your bedroom, Tebichi serves as a natural medicine to support the regeneration of your tendons and restore that lost strength. However, the Okinawans know a secret that modern science also confirms: collagen alone is not enough. To truly repair your body, you need a catalyst, and that is where the small, vibrant Shikuwasa citrus comes into play. This sour fruit is not just a garnish. It is an essential source of vitamin C that acts as a stabilizer for the collagen you consume. In my clinic, I describe vitamin C as the master architect. It is mandatory for a biological process called enzymatic hydroxylation of proline and lysine. Without this process, your body cannot cross-link collagen fibers to create the tensile strength your tissues need. Essentially, the vitamin C in Shikuwasa ensures that the amino acids from your food are successfully transformed into the protective collagen structures that shield your nerves and reinforce your limbs. I once spoke with an elderly gentleman in Naha who told me that a splash of Shikuwasa juice over his evening meal was his secret anchor. He didn't use medical terms, but he knew instinctively what science proves that the sourness was keeping his body held together. In your own home, you don't need to find these exact Okinawan ingredients to start. You can look for high-quality bone broths and pair them with fresh citrus fruits like lemons or limes to mimic this powerful biological synergy. While collagen from the land provides the structural strength we need, the Okinawans also turn to the emerald waters of the Pacific for a unique kind of protection against nerve toxicity. When you walk through the local markets in Okinawa, your eyes are immediately drawn to a vibrant, deep purple color that stands out among the greens. This is the Beni-Imo, the Okinawan purple sweet potato, and it is far more than just a delicious treat. As a doctor, I view this brightly colored snack as a powerful antioxidant shield that protects your delicate nerves from the wear and tear of time. What makes Beni-Imo truly special for those of you feeling a bit unsteady is its high concentration of vitamin B6 and B12. These two vitamins are absolutely critical for the repair and transmission of nerve signals throughout your body. In my clinical experience, many seniors suffer from what I call a silent B12 deficiency, which is a hidden cause behind weak legs and that persistent tingling in your feet. By enjoying a steamed Beni-Imo, you are directly addressing this deficiency and giving your nerves the fuel they need to communicate clearly with your muscles again. It is like clearing the static from a radio so the music can play smoothly once more. The wisdom of the Okinawan diet extends from the roots in the ground to the seeds of the harvest. Along with their purple potatoes, Okinawans love to snack on various nuts and seeds, particularly pumpkin seeds. These small but mighty seeds are packed with magnesium, a mineral that acts as a soothing balm for damaged peripheral nerves. If you are living with the sharp burning pain of diabetic neuropathy, magnesium is your best friend because it facilitates the recovery of nerve damage and calms those overactive pain signals. To make this even more effective, Okinawans often combine these seeds with vitamin E-rich snacks like the peanuts found in their traditional jamami tofu. When magnesium and vitamin E work together, they neutralize the free radicals that act like rust inside your body, slowing down the natural healing process of your nerves. I often tell my patients that healing doesn't always come from a bottle of pills. Sometimes it comes from the simple, crunchy joy of a handful of seeds that protect your internal wiring from oxidative stress. As we strengthen these signals from the earth, we must also ensure that the muscles receiving these messages have the raw power to move. Beyond the waves, the very soil of the island yields a vibrant purple treasure that acts as an antioxidant shield for your nervous system. This is the Beni-Imo, the famous Okinawan purple sweet potato. In my years of clinical observation, I have seen many seniors struggle with what we call a silent vitamin B12 deficiency, which manifests as that heavy, unreliable feeling in the legs and a persistent tingling in the feet. This vibrant snack is packed with vitamin B6 and B12, which are absolutely critical for repairing your nerve pathways and ensuring your brain signals reach your limbs with clarity. It is like providing a fresh coat of protection to an old, cherished home, addressing the root cause of that frustrating shakiness you might feel when you stand up too quickly. But the Earth's gifts do not stop there. The Okinawans also cherish smaller mineral-dense treasures like pumpkin seeds and local nuts. I often recommend pumpkin seeds to my patients because they are exceptionally high in magnesium. This mineral is a quiet hero. It helps facilitate the recovery of damaged peripheral nerves and is particularly effective at soothing the sharp burning pains of diabetic neuropathy. When these are paired with the vitamin E found in Okinawan nuts often enjoyed in the creamy jamami tofu, they work together to neutralize the free radicals that typically slow down your body's healing progress. Imagine sitting on a quiet porch in the late afternoon, enjoying these simple snacks. You are doing much more than eating. You are actively quieting the noise in your nervous system. Repairing the wiring of your nerves is vital, but we must also ensure that the engines they drive your muscles remain dense, powerful, and free from atrophy. This brings us to a simple, creamy tradition that holds the secret to maintaining your balance as you age. Repairing the wiring of your nerves is vital, but we must also ensure that the engines they drive your muscles remain dense, powerful, and free from atrophy. In my practice, I often see patients who have the will to move, but their legs simply feel too weak to carry them. This is where the Okinawan mastery of plant-based protein becomes our greatest teacher. They rely heavily on Okinawa tofu and its fermented version called tofuyo, which are remarkable for their high protein density, and as a primary source of an amino acid we mentioned earlier, L-serine. These soy-based snacks provide the essential building blocks of arginine and glycine, which your body needs to synthesize creatine. While many people think of creatine only for young athletes, it is actually crucial for your muscle energy metabolism. It helps fight the progressive weakness in your lower limbs caused by muscle atrophy, giving your legs the fuel they need to step forward with confidence. As we adapt these traditions for our lives here in America, we can also look toward Greek yogurt and other fermented snacks which are frequently highlighted in modern health guidelines for seniors. Greek yogurt is a fantastic source of high-quality protein that specifically helps combat the loss of muscle mass that comes with aging, a condition we doctors call sarcopenia. But it does more than just build bulk. It acts as a delivery system for calcium and vital probiotics. These probiotics support the fascinating gut-brain-muscle axis, a communication network that is absolutely essential for maintaining your balance and flexibility during movement. I once worked with a woman named Sarah, who felt she was losing her independence because she couldn't keep her balance while gardening. We focused on strengthening this internal axis by incorporating these protein-rich fermented foods. Over time, she felt a sturdiness return to her frame. In Japan, there is a deep appreciation for the way family members eat together, often sharing these simple tofu dishes. This connection, both biological and social, is what keeps the body resilient. However, nourishing the body is about more than just what sits on your plate. It is about how you move and breathe within the rhythm of your daily life. This leads us to the daily habits that turn your home into a space for healing. Nourishing the body is indeed about more than just the nutrients on your plate. It is about the ancient rhythm of life that Okinawans call hara hachi bu. This simple yet profound practice involves eating until you are only 80% full. For my patients in America, where portions are often overwhelming, this habit can be life-changing. By not overtaxing your digestive system, you allow your body to focus its energy on the vital repair of those nerve endings and the regeneration of muscle fibers. Imagine your body as a fine-tuned engine. It runs most efficiently when it isn't flooded. This mindful approach to eating ensures that your system can effectively process the high-quality proteins from Okinawa tofu or the essential vitamin B12 from Beni-Imo to keep your signal sharp. In a typical Okinawan home, you won't find many high soft sofas. Instead, they often sit on the floor. The simple, repetitive act of sitting down and standing back up dozens of times a day serves as a natural low-impact squat. This constant movement is a secret weapon against the leg weakness and muscle atrophy that often lead to a loss of independence. Even if you prefer your favorite armchair, You can mimic this by practicing sit-to-stand movements while waiting for your tea to steep. This gentle exercise, supported by the collagen from Tebichi and the muscle-boosting creatine, synthesized from soy proteins, helps maintain the flexibility and balance required for your daily walks. Finally, we must talk about the moai, the traditional Okinawan social support group. In my medical experience, loneliness is a significant stressor that can actually slow down nerve healing. The Okinawans believe that a shared meal, perhaps one featuring the sea medicine of mozuku seaweed, or the magnesium-rich pumpkin seeds we discussed, is twice as healing when enjoyed with friends. This social connection calms the nervous system, reducing the internal noise that can exacerbate tingling and pain. By incorporating these small Japanese-inspired habits, mindful eating, functional movement, and social connection, you are not just adding years to your life, but life to your years. As we weave these ancient secrets into our modern lives, we begin to see that aging is not a process of fading away, but a journey of reclaiming our strength. As we weave these ancient secrets into our modern lives, we begin to see that aging is not a process of fading away, but a journey of reclaiming our strength. Your path to stability starts with the right biological building blocks. By choosing snacks like Tebichi for joint lubrication, Beni-Imo for nerve repair, and seaweed to block neurotoxins, you are giving your body the tools it needs to flourish. Remember to pair your collagen with vitamin C from citrus to ensure it builds lasting strength. Every small bite is a step toward walking without fear and holding your loved ones without pain. I believe in your body's resilience, and I am honored to walk this path with you. Please note, the health-related information on YouTube does not apply to everyone and is not medical advice. If you have health concerns, you should contact a doctor or hospital for advice. If you think you need emergency care, please contact a doctor or call your local emergency number immediately.